Good evening everyone. Myself Arnab Ganguly, Assistant Professor of Electrical Engineering Department in Gargi Memorial Institute of Technology College. This is the class of Electrical and Electronics Measurement. Today our topic is Digital Frequency Meter. In my previous session I have already concluded the basics of the digital instruments, where the digital instruments how it is works, the principles and the basic operations of the digital instruments we have already discussed. Now today we will discuss about the digital frequency meter operations. So as it is a frequency meter, that means the output indicates the frequency level. The meter which is used counts the values and indicates us the frequency. Now as it is a digital frequency meter, already we have discussed in earlier class for the digital instrument that when we are considering about the digital instrument, that means it is use the discretized values and the digital logic circuits and techniques. Now what happens, see, for a digital frequency meter, these are the pulse. This pulse is actually applying here. This is a AND gate, and here that is a 1 second of clock pulse that is also applied to enable the gate for a set predetermined time. Now for this time up to which this gate is in enabled conditions, the pulse, the train of pulse is flowing through the gate, passing through the gate, and here there is a counter that actually counts the number of pulse passing through the gate for this predetermined time, and after this predetermined time what happens, the gate is going to be in disabled conditions. So this is the basics of digital frequency meter. Now see here, the pulse, actually each pulse resembles a cycle. That means if we are considering about the frequency, we know that that is dependent on the time period. So for a particular time, the number of pulse passing through this gate and the counter counts that and indicates us the value that is directly the value of the frequency. Now we are going to the block diagram of the digital frequency meter. Now for the train of pulse, that is the one pulse is going to represent one cycle. Now in these concepts we have to convert the analog signal into a discretized signal and in the form of the pulse that is actually we considered as train of pulse. Now see, suppose here this is the block diagram, here a unknown frequency signal, that is the unknown frequency signal applied. Now suppose this unknown frequency signal has the waveform like that. Now we know that for a digital system, normally here we are using a signal processor. That means that is going to process the value as per my desired outcome. Suppose here as a signal processing unit we have used a amplifier. So what does it mean? That means this amplifier is going to amplify the value of the unknown frequency, the magnitude of the unknown frequency. So the output frequency, the output waveform, the magnitude will be greater than the input one. Now after that we have to convert it as a train of pulse. So what happens, we here put a module of Schmitt trigger. So that is a module of Schmitt trigger. Now what is the output of Schmitt trigger? Actually the Schmitt trigger is going to convert this pulse as a square wave. So this is the square wave output. So this Schmitt trigger is going to convert this pulse as a square wave, and then it is differentiated and clipped. So as we are getting the train of pulse where each pulse is going to represent each cycle. Now then here we put it into the AND gate, that is actually we are here used as start stop gate. So why we said it as start stop gate? Because its nature, this is going to enable for a particular predetermined time. Actually here you see that for this gate we have to put a clock pulse. So this clock pulse going to enable this AND gate for a particular time, and after that this gate is going to be disabled condition. So this is called as start stop gate, and this train of pulse for this particular time from the start condition to the stop conditions of this gate, this particular train of pulse going to pass through this gate, and then there is a counter system, and after that is a digital readout. So digital readout, here we get the value of the output frequency directly, because we already say that this train of pulse is actually going to represent, each pulse is going to representing each cycle. So if we are considering about a particular time period for which this gate is in enabled condition, so this pulse is going to passing through this gate, and the counter going to counts the number of pulse passing through this for that particular time period. So from this the counter gives us the direct indications of the frequency. Now when this gate is going to be in disabled conditions, so counter stops counting. So that means directly this counter going to gives us the indications about the frequency value, because for a particular time period this train of pulse passing through this gate. So this is the working principle and the methods by which an unknown frequency value can be measured by using a digital frequency meter. So for a small recaps, what happens, see here, that is a gate, AND gate. Here we are giving the train of pulse for a particular time period, and this clock pulse is used to enable the AND gate for this particular time period, and after that the counter going to counts the number of pulse passing through the gate for this particular time. So to convert the most important thing is here to convert the normal waveform to a train of pulse nature, we have to use this Schmitt trigger, that is actually converting this as a train of pulse. Here this is a square wave. So this is called the train of pulse, that actually is required because each of these pulse going to represent each of this cycle, and for a particular time period this pulse passing through this gate, and so the counter is going to indicates us, counter is going to counting the value of this pulse for this time, and then going to give us the direct value of the frequency. So that's all for the working principles of digital frequency meter. In our next classes, we will do the discussions of the different types of digital voltmeters, and then also the signal generators and the others digital systems. So thank you.